Welcome to the day we say goodbye to July of 2024. It's the final day of the month. And hey, kids, school starts in 2 weeks.
I mentioned that yesterday to some kids, and some of them almost broke out in tears.
Oh, they didn't throw things at you?
She said, I like my friends. I just don't like doing the work.
You were out speaking to the Zane Trace FFA yesterday?
Yes, sir.
How'd that go?
We'll tell you here in just a little bit.
That's part of the show
That's
today.
part of the show.
All right, so we'll get into that here shortly. Also coming up, we'll look at sports. Chillicothe Paints wrap up the regular season tonight, and we've got some extra stuff we're going to tell you about that people don't know about yet. We're going to share that coming up in our sportscast. And a look at this date in history. But first, we have weather, and we have it every day.
Is that my lead in?
That's your lead in.
Okay. We had a dry night last night. Now, a parent talked. That means the baby didn't wet the diaper. Reminds me of a story. Anyway.
And the older talk, it means you didn't wet the bed.
Yeah,
is that right?
cloudy skies with rain possible each day, today through Saturday. A lot of this will be the pop-up shower, possible thunderstorm late afternoon, early evening, although the National Weather Service says there was a possibility of some severe weather that might get to us tonight, and currently that was coming across the state of Iowa earlier this morning, heading southeast, so that's what the only problem area we might have later tonight, but just keep tuned in to our Litter Media X, and we'll tell you about that. But possibility of rain each day through Saturday. Today's high of 87, 90 for Thursday and Friday, before cooling to 82 on Saturday.
Fair week in Pike County, so it's hot. Fair week in Ross County next week, so it'll still be hot.
It'll still be hot.
And we'll get to enjoy it all. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at what's happening with news, and that includes the school bus derby that took place last night in Piketon. Details from Aaron Glandon coming up. But first, let's tell you about our friends at Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. We apologize. We wanted to have them on this morning. We had some miscommunication. They are going to reschedule to visit with us to tell us more about their services. There were some limitations. We found out they weren't allowed to share. So when they find that information out, they'll share it with us. So until then, if you've got an issue with your heater, your cooler, or your plumbing, these are the folks that can take care of it. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it takes you right to AccurateHVAC.com for accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing. Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Find a career you love with Pickaway-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
I have been dealing with sciatica since early July, but these folks have made life very tolerable, and I'm almost back.
Almost.
When I say almost back, that means I've almost got all the feeling in my left leg again. He said it takes a while. Well, we're going to get you there. It's just not one of these things you can flip a switch and make it happen. I will tell you, and I'll share this in just a bit, but first let me tell you about Haynes Total Healthcare Center. If you've got chiropractic issues, physical therapy needs, or nutritional needs, they can help you out. They've been doing this for 50 years now here in our community. So find out more when you click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it'll take you right to hayneshealth.com. I was eating popcorn the other night, And as I was positioning myself on the love seat to be able to sit and recline, I had it sitting on the armrest in between the two, and my elbow hit the bowl, and popcorn goes up in the air and then goes through the seat. So I know there's like more than a handful of popcorn that's underneath the love seat at home.
10-second rule?
Well, there was no reaching it, not in the condition I was in.
No.
So yesterday I was feeling a little more adventurous. So I said, I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner.
10-day rule.
And I'm going to try and at least get that out from underneath it. So I went to kick the foot of the recliner out, and it hit me right in my numb leg. It wasn't totally numb.
Oh.
And Missy's sitting on the couch, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, it's not
progressing.
completely numb. Feelings coming back. But then I also learned vacuuming up popcorn is not the best thing because it gets stuck. And it got stuck, and there was no suck to it. It was just like, it was like throwing a filter into it. And then I had to, so what should have taken maybe 5 seconds for me to reach under there and go like that with my hand, it took about 15 minutes because then I had to clean out the vacuum cleaner, and it was just
a mess.
Yeah, a mess.
You're a mess.
I am a mess. They were a mess last night down in Pike County. There was a mess of people everywhere. Aaron Glandon was there. 4,000 to 5,000 people is what they had last year. Did you see that last night?
It was packed. Not only was the grandstand full, but everywhere around the grandstand was full, as you could see here in the background.
Yeah.
These are all the bus drivers. These are actual high school bus drivers, and they were out there just crashing into each other last night in the mud.
Taking out their frustration.
Yeah. It was hard for them to get some traction at first, but as you can see, they got it working.
So you're talking Western, Eastern, Waverly, Piketon, and the Pike CTC.
Yeah, and the Pike CTC bus was kind of getting bullied the whole time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's probably because it was Mr. Barker.
Maybe. This is a good hit right here.
And that is, if I'm not mistaken, Jenny Renner. She was the winner of this last year, driving for the Waverly Tigers, and there she takes out the back end of a bus, or that's the front
you
end.
can see
Look at that.
smoke coming out.
That's a devastating blow right there.
Yeah.
Now that looked like turned into a plow on the snow plow on the front of that. Now I wonder if any of these drivers need chiropractic help after this is over. Whiplash.
So you were asking me about, they're using the rear end a
Yeah,
lot.
I noticed they were only hitting each other with the back of the bus.
And that's preservation, buddy, because if you keep the nose going, you're going to be good. But if you lose the motor, then you're gone.
Yeah.
This gal right here, she comes away victorious. Not this one, but there she is. Congratulations to Candace Roberts. She was the driver of the Piketon Red Streak bus, which was decorated by the Piketon High School Art Department. So congratulations. And I think the art departments for all the others did the same thing for their respective schools. But Piketon wins it. Congratulations.
But the Eastern Eagles won the decoration contest.
Which was the Rosie the Riveter decoration, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was the military tribute.
Yes. So, and how do you say no to the military?
Exactly.
It's very cool.
They had a howitzer on their bus.
And if you have that, you ought to win.
Yeah.
They did have a fake machine gun on the top
Is that
of the
right?
bus.
They
Yeah.
really? Oh, okay. The
very
turret
cool.
and the whole bit. That's good. Congratulations.
Oddly enough, the last time I saw a turret on top of a vehicle was in Piketon. That was when President Bush then was coming to the Ross County Fairgrounds.
Right.
I was part of the forward property for the radio station. I was down at Piketon. I was waiting on Jim Day and Pat Hyland to join me because Chillicothe was playing Portsmouth that night. So I was like the first Warner from Pike County to say, the president's on the way. And I was on the phone with Bob Neal at the radio station, and he was relaying that back to you guys.
Yeah.
So So turrets in Piketon, but those were real.
Yeah.
All right, so yesterday you were up to Kingston.
Yeah, Zane Trace FFA Officers for the coming school year, 24-25. They were having kind of an organizational day, a little seminar, and they wanted me to come out and talk about communication, and not just on how they can communicate with us and the media, but how they can communicate with each other. And great input from each one of the students there, and it was really a good time.
And they're smiling. This must
And
be
they're
before
smiling.
you told them that school started in a couple of weeks.
The little girl there in the pink, she was the one, she said, I want to be an optometrist. And I said, well, if you don't enjoy the work, you're going to get the work for you. She's a golfer. She injured her wrist, so she's going to miss this year's golf season. But she's just a junior, so hopefully she'll be back. This young man on the left here, he was here talking about junior fair, I think, last year.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, it looks like some familiar faces there.
We'll hopefully see some of these Zane Trace FFA officers in the coming year, especially when we get closer to February's sausage breakfast.
It would not surprise me that there are members of the Junior Fair Board sitting in this picture right here.
Well, the young man on the left, that's what he was here talking about last year.
Very cool. The City of Chillicothe Engineering Department has announced that milling and paving work of city streets has begun, affecting portions of the following roads: Hickory, Columbus, Banyas. I didn't know there was a Banyas road. Buckeye, Edgewood, Ashley, North Bowman, 4th, Logan, and Watt Street. Watt Street? I said Watt Street.
He said what?
Watt Street. Crews will effectively move throughout the city to conduct milling and paving work. Residents are advised to watch for no parking signs, as no parking areas will be strictly enforced. If you want that part of your pavement scraped away, you need to have your car out of the way. All work is weather dependent. The work is being done as ODOT is also paving U.S. Route 50 during evening and overnight hours on the west side of the city. And I saw earlier this week that the engineering department was out and they were spray painting manhole covers and pipe coverings, and they've got all the sticks out right here on Eastern Avenue. So I can't wait to see that taken care of as well.
It's one of those times that everybody is frustrated with how rough the roads are. But then when they start coming in to fix that problem, then they complain about, you're blocking traffic. You got to be patient, folks.
But you're going to like it. It's going to be smooth sailing, new pavement.
You're going to like it.
Once everything's resurfaced, you only have to wait probably another week and a half for them to line everything. So,
Ross County Health District's Healthy Communities teaming up with the Chillicothe Ross County Public Library for Get Growing at the Library Beginners Gardening Series event called Maximizing the Harvest Without Canning. It runs from 4 to 6 p.m. today at the main library annex. That, of course, is at 140 South Paint Street in Chillicothe. You can learn about alternative preservation methods, fridge pickling. Never heard that term before. I've heard of pickling, seed saving, and more. So that's today from 4 to 6.
fridge pickling.
Yeah.
That sounds like a name. Fridge pickling. Here with sports.
Maybe we can use that somewhere down the road. Yeah.
Washington Courthouse is holding its 7th annual Art on the Square. It's coming up August 10th. That's a Saturday from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Artists must be the age of 15 and up and pay a fee of $25. Your daughter did this, didn't she?
And so does Mrs. Smith. They're doing that again this year, too.
For more information, contact Laura and Sarah
don't call
Smith. Go to artsonthesquare.wch on Facebook.
And that very same day, also in Fayette County, at Miami Trace High School Football Stadium, the Fayette County Sheriff's Office will conduct a drug education car and bike show. Producer, do we have a photo of the stadium?
You didn't send me one.
Yes, we did. You just didn't see it. Registration is 10 a.m. to noon with awards presented at 1 p.m. Entries are $15 per participant. It was the big scoreboard at the stadium.
Oh, that's what that was?
Oh, yeah.
So he did see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was still trying to get home last night.
The Moth survey, yes, they're surveying moths. That'll be this Friday at the Pickaway County Park District headquarters. You can email to register I didn't know Moths had the ability to have email addresses.
They do,
is that
apparently.
Okay,
At the Park District.
So they have to register, or people
No, they just show
watching
up, and they
moths?
count them, I guess.
Ah, gotcha. So your moth count happens in the month of August, and it's coming up this Friday.
And ironically, it's at Butterfly Ridge. I wonder if is the moth and the butterfly related in some way?
Well, they both have wings.
The moth is their evil cousin.
That just hangs out at night.
Yes.
I think they call those nocturnal, yes.
Yes.
Road report in Benton County has a resurfacing project taking place on State Route 327 between US 50 and Raysville Road. Traffic is being maintained by flaggers, and they do anticipate that project will be done sometime today.
Nice.
There you go.
How's that for
Who says we're not current?
And by today, for those of you listening on radio, he means today.
Today, 31st
Yes.
July.
All right. And by the way, Litter Media Radio, it's available for you to peruse through right now, even as we speak. You can go to our website, littermedia.com, and up in the right-hand corner, you'll see links and icons for each. Well, you'll see the icons. You won't see the links. But the icons will take you to our Facebook page, to our Litter Media X, to our Spotify channel, and also our YouTube channel, as well as Litter Media Radio. So check it all now on littermedia.com. Coming up, sports. But first, Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call to get a beautiful orange dumpster brought to your location, whether it be residence or business. You see the highlights of all the counties being served there. We're talking Highland County, Fayette County, Pickaway County, over in Hocking County, also Fairfield County, Benton County, and Pike County. Oh, and the one in the middle is Ross County.
That's right, with the
So
star.
check them all out, 740-253-8389. Tell Carl the boys from Litter Media sent me.
Our financial lives have never been more complex, and some decisions just can't wait, which is why our K&B Mobility app gives you instant access to the financial tools you need wherever you are. Get a clear picture of all of your accounts, check your daily transactions, receive account alerts, and much more. So no matter where you are or what you are doing, you can make the best decisions for you and your financial goals. Download our Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Open interviews going on today in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly McDonald's.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Still to come today, we have a special edition with Jimmy Hines, a.k.a. Bobby Fulton, talking about the showdown at the fairgrounds, which is next Monday. So all that's coming up right after this show, so stick with us.
Sports. For the first time in the history of Lancaster Post 11, they have won the State American League Baseball Championship. They did it with an 8-5 win over Harrison Yeager Benson Post 199 yesterday at Beaver Field. Lancaster fell behind 1-0, but then scored 8 unanswered runs and then held on for the 8-5 victory. Post 11 now advances to the Great Lakes Regional in Carroll Stream, Illinois. The double elimination tournament there would include teams from Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, Kentucky, and Illinois, and that gets underway on August the 7th. Good luck to Lancaster Post 11.
Chillicothe's Ryan Bloom is in Florida right now. Not only he, but also some Lancaster YMCA swimmers competing for medals this week at the 2024 YMCA Long Course Championships in Ocala, Florida. Bloom is in the water tomorrow for the 100-meter fly prelims and the 50 fly prelims. on Friday. Meanwhile, Logan Elm's Lindsey Bright, she has tallied 2 points so far for the Lancaster Y team. She, again, goes to Logan Elm High School, but swims with the group over in Lancaster. And the other 4 guys that are there with her are all Lancaster swimming teammates, talking John Pennington, William McMasters, also Jack Hensley and Max Hensley. And they have been swimming already this morning. I see that Lindsay has completed the women 200-meter free, and also Max and Jack both swimming in the 200-meter breaststroke. So while all this Olympic swimming is going on, our kids are swimming also down in Florida. So I reached out to Sue Bloom yesterday. She is the swim coach for the YMCA in Ross County, and Ryan was the only one swimming this year. So they are down and hoping to bring home some hardware. So good luck to our swimmers, and we wish you well.
Yes, sir.
In other sports?
And you've got it.
I do. Chillicothe Paints played last night and suffered a loss, 9-2, falling to the Champion City Kings. It is regular season finale tonight at VA Memorial Stadium. The first 500 fans get a replica 2023 Prospect League Championship ring, courtesy of Cohen Orthopedic. And it's a winning Wednesday. That means 4 fans are going to win $50 gas cards from Valero. Playoffs open up tomorrow night. It'll be the Johnstown Mill Rats, who thumped our guys pretty good the night before, 17-2. But I got a feeling they were still resting some players and that sort of thing. Paints used like 5 pitchers, and they even called the game after 7 innings so they could get the fireworks in before the rain hit. So at any rate, tonight is the last regular season game, and then tomorrow night they have added a party with the Paints, and that will feature Jamie Baxter. And the reason they were able to add this is because it was the one that was supposed to take place on the 13th, I think, but it got rained out. So looking forward to seeing that tomorrow. And it's the Northeast Division Championship game. It's a 1-game playoff, and the winner of that goes on to the Eastern Conference Championship Series, which is the best of 3.
So Paints fans, get out there and root them on tonight and tomorrow night. On the big league circuit, the Guardians sweep the Detroit Tigers with a 5-0 shutout yesterday afternoon. Guardians are off tonight. The Reds got their second win in a row, beating the Cubbies 6-3. And also in Reds news, reliever Lucas Sims is going away.
To the Boston Red Sox. Yes. And Austin Slater also. He was with the club last weekend. He has now been shipped off to someone else.
And I can't see, because of the camera, who the Reds got in exchange, right-handed pitcher, or is that dealing?
Oliva Portes, is that what it was?
It was Ovis Portes.
Ovis?
Ovis Portes.
Ovis Portes.
He's coming back in exchange for Sims from Boston.
Yeah.
So good luck to Lucas, and hopefully the bullpen will sharpen things up and we can get on a roll here.
There was a moment or two last night where I was thinking, why was Cruz not part of this whole deal? It seems like he loves to live on the edge, and Diaz has been doing that too. It's like they can't come in and shut people down. It's like we got to get 3 people on base at least before we can make things happen. So
just to make it exciting.
All right. I'm just speaking as a fan. All right, coming up in a moment, this date in history, and that is
1964.
1964. I know someone who was born. I'll tell you who she is.
This is kind of a follow-up to our day before when we talked about NASA. We're still into NASA, but something else that happened some 6 years later.
All that and more coming up in just a moment right after this.
There's no fill when no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about their metered gas service. That's at litterpropane.com or call 773-2196.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. This date in history goes back to 1964.
Yes, sir. Ranger 7. An unmanned U.S. lunar probe takes the first close-up images of the moon before it impacts with the lunar surface northwest of the Sea of Clouds. The images were 1,000 times as clear as anything ever seen through Earth-bound telescopes.
So prior to impact, they were getting these really cool photos, and then suddenly it was like, and it's like, and that's where we lost contact.
I think they said they had 4,300 and some photos before impact.
They were probably just questioning why it was zooming in so far.
Yeah. What's going on?
And then they just lost transmission.
Get your focus there, man. Get your focus.
It's a good thing they didn't use like the Polaroid Insta thing. I mean, you would have had to go back and retrieve it so you get all the pictures.
True.
You know?
That's true. Yeah.
You'd have to have a chase camera to go capture those things.
I'm assuming these were all radioed back to Earth, and that's how we got to see them. So
that is just, when we think about things like that, it's amazing technology.
Oh, yeah. Even for 1964.
Yeah. And I could see why there were skeptics to saying, oh, yeah, we never walked on the moon, you know, like, and all because of the production going into it. Mm-hmm. You know, until you did it, you didn't have any footage, so you had to make stuff up.
Wasn't that what the play on this movie that came out a month ago, Fly Me to the Moon's about? It's a romantic comedy, but it's about filming something in case they didn't actually land on the moon, so they could say they did, something like that.
I can't attest to that. I did see Unfrosted last weekend, and
You were frosted afterwards?
This was the story about the Pop-Tart, basically. I don't know if it's a true story or not. I don't think it is. But Melissa McCarthy's character in this, she is working for NASA, and they're preparing for the moon landing. So they're shooting all this stuff on stage, and all with the guys bouncing around, pretending like they're on the surface of the moon. So yeah, I'm sure stuff like that did happen, but until when Armstrong put his foot down, man, it became real after that point.
I wonder if Neil's kids ever said, long before he did that, we knew Dad could put his foot down. Yeah.
You know, Neil Armstrong, Neil A., if you put that backwards, it spells alien.
Oh, never heard that one before.
Something to think about.
I never connected that before.
He did go to Purdue, didn't he? He attended Purdue. I can't remember how many of the astronauts went to Purdue. It's really
I don't know.
High number. So
I don't know that I've ever researched that before. No. I knew he was from Wapakoneta. But that's about it.
You ever been to his museum over there?
I have
one
not.
That's the globe, or not a globe. It's an orb of some kind. It represents the moon, obviously. But
I have not seen that.
Been by it a couple of times, but never have taken the time to go in. So
road trip.
Yeah.
A Litter Media road trip to Wapakoneta,
when this
Ohio.
kid's going to Indiana sometime, just take a little north bypass.
I'm trying to think. Wapakoneta, seems we went to Napoleon maybe, and I think I saw a Wapakoneta sign, but we didn't. When Missy Ramey has her mind on getting to somewhere, forget about side trips. You know,
sounds like my dad.
So, yeah, it's a lot like that. All right, that's it for today's program. Thank you so much for watching, and stick around because coming up in a moment we're going to talk about the showdown at the fairgrounds coming up with Jimmy Hines,
alias
stopping by, Bobby Fulton.
Yeah.
I was wondering which
Which
I
to
should
use
refer
first,
to.
yeah.
I've never said
like
Jimmy
the-
Fulton or Bobby Hines.
It's like the chicken and the egg. Well, we know what one came first, but
Right.
which one's best known?
Jimmy came first. Bobby became most known.
Yeah.
But now Jimmy is continuing the legacy. So all that is coming up in just a moment with another special edition of Litter Media Live. So we'll see you